USD. I have 7 more minutes left, and I hope I will be able to run through the last two pairs before we call it a day here. So I will quickly do some run through of the XAU USD right now. So what I'll be doing here is to scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's quickly run through what our expectation was on the XAU USD yesterday. So during the live session yesterday, we had the situation running, and based on the multiple rejection of the 1,880, we were looking forward to selling opportunities. As you can see here, though the week started on a bullish note, this is where price action started this week. Price action started at around the 1,865 level, and we have been witnessing buy pressure since that time. But as soon as price got into the 1,880 level here, we started seeing selling pressure come in from that level to emphasize the some strength for sellers at that particular point in time. And if you look at the structure here, we saw how this week were rejecting this level sharply. And when we bring out our line chart here, we were able to identify lower highs here, and that gave us that bearish trend line that you can see on your screen right now. So to guide our trading activity for today, we have this bearish trend line figured out here, and then we also have this bullish trend line figured out at this point, giving us something like a triangle pattern. And in fact, this emphasizes the consolidation phase here as well, as participants are still very indecisive of where price might be going. So with the current structure we have here, there's a tendency that price could break down that structure to the downside to incite a retracement of that impulsive move that started last week Friday, or we could be having a breakout of that triangle to incite a bullish momentum at this point. So a breakout of this triangle to the upside could incite a bullish momentum at this point. But even if a breakout of that trend line to the upside happens here, we will still have to be very wary of what could likely happen because of this 1,880, which has been a strong selling niche for participants in this market since the beginning of the week. So we already saw a breakout of the trend line here, giving us a clue that buyers are coming in gradually in this market, and coupled with the multiple rejection of the 1,870 level here, giving us a new demand zone around that point, as price action is finding it very difficult to come into the support level at the 1,865. With this situation here, things are looking a little bit bullish for the XAU USD here, so we might be anticipating to buy the XAU USD if price action breaks out of the $1,876 level, which I've been able to identify here. So let's see what happens if price breaks out of the 1,876 level. Then we want to be buying the XAU USD. Now there is one thing I would like to state here, that when we buy the XAU USD above the 1,876, we want to be moving our stop loss accordingly if price continues to move to the upside. So if price continues to tend towards the upside, we move our stop loss accordingly, lock in some profit, and if it gets into the 1,880, we move our stop loss to break even, lock in some profit there, and wait out to see how price action will react to the $1,880 level. So if price gets into the structure and we start seeing selling pressure come in again, then at this point I will advise us to be selling the XAU USD, as there is a likelihood that price will be respecting that level one more time, considering the fact that we have a memory for selling power around that area. And if price tends to continue to the downside, breaking down that bullish trend line, selling pressure below the structure should be giving us another opportunity to add more position to our existing trade. With the take profit target sitting somewhere around the 1,860, I think this is going to be considerably okay for us for this week, and that should be giving us about let's see, about close to 2,000 pips if price action get to that level. And if we get to that level, we'll look out to see how price action reacts to that structure. A breakdown should definitely give us an opportunity to add more position to our existing trade. And if buy pressure comes in above the 1,860, we look out for buy opportunity at that point. So at this point in time, situations are looking very bullish at this point. As you can see, we have a new demand zone here, and then price appeared to have broken out of this trend line here. So with that regard, we shall be looking forward to buying above the 1,860 and looking out to see how price action reacts to the 1,880. And if a breakout of the 1,880 happens, then that will be a good opportunity for us to add more position to our buy position that we have here. Now, what if price does not go that far? That is, if price does not climb to the upside, does not break above the 1,8760, and instead it breaks down the 1,872, that bullish trend line, then at this point, if that happens, then I will be using this bearish trend line as a yardstick for my selling opportunity here. So if price breaks down, we sell, and if a retest of structure, we look out for another opportunity to add more position to our existing trade on the XAUUSD. So that's the scenario we have here. It's a very simple setup. So I wish that will be on standby to catch this move when it happens. If you have any questions regarding what I just explained so far, feel free to drop your inquiries in the comment section.